everyone, it's Lauren and thank you for joining me for another video tutorial. I'm excited about today's project because it's going to show you some versatility to one of my timeless templates. We're going to be turning my For Keepsake box into a countertop tea container. Now, I'm excited about this project because I think tea is a gift that a lot of us often give, and I want you to look at this container and find some other ways that you could package everyday items. You don't have to just put tea in it. You could put little Kool-Aid packets for little kids, maybe some hot cocoa packets. You could also use, I don't know, little bath products like the mini, single serve bath salts or something like that. Just take a look at the template and just, think of different ideas for what you can put inside. I think the possibilities are endless. Now, many of you ask how I get my ideas for templates. I've told you in the past, I'm literally just inspired by everyday items, gifts that I like to give, and I want to dress them up and make them affordable. Now, today's project was inspired when I was purchasing some tea. I had got my box, as you can see, here it is, and when I was going to take the tea out, I realized it had a little cutout so that you could leave the tea directly in the box and pull it out. Now, while the shape is different than my For Keepsake box, I realized that my For Keepsake box could be turned into a much prettier tea container than this one. So I went to work and I came up with this project. So I hope you like today's template, and I'd love to hear your comments and feedback. If you give it a try, send us a link. And of course, if you have any questions, just drop it in the comments section and I'll give you an answer. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so you're going to begin by printing your For Keepsake template, cutting, scoring as directed in the instructions that you get when you purchase it. I'm not going to go through all the steps since I'm working on just showing you how to make it a tea container, but here we have one of my templates already cut and scored. You're not going to want to cut out the rectangle piece. We're going to keep that in, and don't worry, you're not going to be able to see it because the way our box goes together, it's not going to matter. So, what I like to do first, before anything else, is if I'm going to add some patterned panels, I do that before assembling my box. You're also going to want to do that before cutting out your tea cutout. So I'm going to apply my panel right here. There we go. Now, these panels are 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. Now we're going to turn it back over, and I'm going to show you how to make the tea cutout. Okay, so for the cutout, you're going to want to assemble some sort of rectangle. You could pre-cut one. I'm using my long rectangle Spellbinders Nestability, and I find that one works well. I'm going to use a Stampin' Right marker to trace it, and my finger craft knife. I'm also going to use my 1-inch circle punch. Again, you can substitute these items for ones that you already have. These are ones I found work for me. The important thing is, whatever you're going to use as a writing tool, make sure it's not going to bleed through your cardstock. So for this one, I'm going to decide where I want my cutout. I do want it close to the bottom, so I'm going to probably go right about there. And I'm going to draw my lines on the outside. And I don't want as wide of an opening as this is, so I'm going to just go from the inside. Whoops. There we go. And again, it's not going to matter because you're not going to be able to see it. And I'm just going to draw, I'll use this all the way over. And this is going to end up being my tea cutout. Now you do want it long enough so that your tea packets will fit. So now I'm going to get my little craft knife, and you can use a ruler or whatever works for you. I have a lot of experience using this craft knife, and because it's a finger craft knife, you definitely get much more control than you would from, a hobby blade that you're holding up a little bit higher. And as you can see, I've gotten pretty good at making these straight cuts. Okay, now we should be able to poke that right out. There we go. There's the opening. Now you can see why we wanted to put our patterned paper on first. Now you're going to just take your 1-inch punch Actually, we're going to turn it around. And you slide it in the slot, and you're only going to punch, I hope you can see that. Can you see that? There you go. You're going to get in the middle, and you're only going to punch a half circle. Just like that. There you go. And there you have your T-slot. Now you're going to assemble the box as described by the directions and put it together.